In this video, we'll create a Docker container for a Kotlin app, and we will push that container to AWS, Google Cloud, and Azure. So let's get started. First, I'll remove here the test folder, and in the resources, I will add the server port to 80. So I want all the containers that I deployed to run on port 80 because I'm reusing content, but you may change it to the port that you want. Doesn't matter. So I added the port 80, and also I will add a controller here. So I'll add the directory controllers, and I will create a new Kotlin file. So home controller. So this will be a class home controller, and it will have a function home. So let's add also here, this should be a REST controller. Actually, I will paste everything, so I don't want to import it again. So this is our home controller. It will be a REST controller. It will have only one method that will return hello world. So that's it. So it is this simple. And now we want to create a Docker container with this simple app. So let's create a Docker file. So first, make sure to have installed Docker in your machine, and here I'll add from. We need the environment will be a Gradle, and the version will be 7, and the JDK will be 8. So this is a version that of the Gradle and JDK that I want to start. I'll name this as build. So this will be a multi-stage Docker build. I will explain that later, why I name it like that, but let's focus first on this part. Let's specify a working directory. I'll call it app, so you can put whatever name you want here. So all the files will be created inside this folder now. So let's copy everything there. So this first dot is all these files, and the second one is this working directory. Once we added everything there, we need to run the command /gradle w. We will execute this file build with the stack trace. So this will generate a build folder here. Let us see it. So if I run gradle w build here, this will generate a build folder. So as you can see, we have a build folder now. So what we want here is to go to the libs, and this is our jar that we want to execute. Actually, I'll remove this snapshot. To remove that snapshot, we need to go to Gradle build.gradle.kotlin to remove this. So this will create a shorter name without the snapshot. So we don't need now any of these files except for these jar files. So that's why we created a multi-stage build, because now we can create another container from OpenJDK, and this will be a smaller one. We'll specify the same working directory, but these are different containers, so don't worry if they have the same name. We'll expose the port 80 because we set it to our source folder, and then we'll copy from the builder. We'll copy this path. So app build libs, and then we need the name of the file, so I will copy this, but we don't need the snapshot, so we remove the snapshot, so it will be like this .jar. So this will be the name of the build, and we'll copy it to this working directory. And this container only has this jar, and we will just execute it. So command java jar, and I will copy this name, and that's it. So this is the container. Let's run it and test it. So first we have to build it. So docker build, we need to specify the name for this docker build, and we can do that by adding -t. The name of the container will be up. So we added this, and then we need to add dot, which means that it will be in this context, and it will execute this Docker file. Let's run it. So I made a mistake. This is build. I forgot a L here. So now everything is running. Let's wait till this is completed. So it is completed. Now this container is ready to be published to the cloud. But before, let's test it to our browser. To test it to our browser, we need to run the container. So docker run. We need to specify the port, so -p, not t. And the port inside the Docker container is 80, but in our localhost we can put whatever we want. I will put 8888, and the name of the container was up. If we run it like this, it will execute it. So it's running fine. Now let's test it on the browser. Localhost port 8888. We can see hello world here, which means our app is running fine. Now let's deploy this app to the cloud, and I will close this IDE because we don't need it anymore. So I'm logged into my Google Cloud platform now, and we will use two services, Container Registry and Cloud Run. So let's go to the Container Registry, and before adding anything here, we need to install a Google Cloud SDK. So make sure to download the right installer. For macOS, you download it here. Also for Windows and Linux. And also make sure to add it to your path. Once it is completed, you can use gcloud. So I already have my gcloud configured, and now let's log in first. So in order to push containers to the Google Cloud Registry, we have to be logged in first. So gcloud auth login. So this will connect with our Google Cloud account, and we will allow everything. And now we are logged in. If we go to our terminal, we will see this. So I'll clear now, and now we can push our image to the Docker registry, to the container registry, sorry. So first we have to tag the image. So docker tag, the name of the image is up, and we will tag it to Google Cloud Registry, so gcr.io/ we need the project name. So if we go to our cloud platform, click our project here, and this is my project name. So I'll copy this ID here, and I will add it here. So this is our project ID, and then we need the name of our container. So this should be the same with the last one. I tagged this, and then we need to push it. So I'll remove this, and we will push it. and this will push the container to our Google Cloud Platform. So let's wait till it's completed. So the image is pushed. Now we will see the image here. So in the container registry we have our app image, and let's go here and let's copy the URL. So I'll copy the URL here because we will need it, and let's go now to the Cloud Run. So here we need to create a service. We need a service name. I'll call it app. The region, you can select your own region. We need the container image URL. So here we can select it directly, and this is the container, the last container that we pushed. So I'll select this, and this was our container. We can add some advanced settings here, like variable secrets, etc. But the only thing that we will change is the port. So our container port is 80. So I'll put 80 here, and we don't need to change anything else there. Next. So we need to allow unauthenticated invocations. So this is public, and that's it. So let's create this, and let's wait till it's completed. So it should be fast. So it is completed. Not sure why I made a mistake here. The port was 76 here. It should be 80. And we have also a URL here. If we go to the URL, we will see our app deployed. So it was this simple. This is how we deploy an app to the Google Cloud Run. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Thank you.